Okay, welcome back, everybody. We are going to have some fun tonight, and I'm super excited. I know some of you were able to join live last night, and we talked about some really fun things about social media, about our mindset around it. We talked about how to have conversations that would lead into actually giving that other person value just in the conversation alone. And I just really felt like it was a little bit of fire lit under me personally, because I just felt the energy of the group and it was awesome. So tonight we're going to move into our next section. And so some people might be joining tonight and didn't catch last night. I encourage you to go back to the playback because it will bring greater sense to what we say tonight. But at the same time, what we're talking about tonight is also going to teach you some really cool stuff about how to save time within your own businesses for time leveraging and boosting AI information. And like one of the funny things that we were talking about, we were teaching a training for our business, me and Stephanie were, and for like the people that we work with. And we were talking about authentic reach out. And then I start talking about AI. And it's just kind of like juxtaposed, like you could say, like that sounds like opposite of what we should be doing. But in reality, um, if you use ChatGPT properly, it does maintain your voice and it does help you put the pieces together in a way that will save time and energy and sound professional depending on what audience that you're addressing. And it just does amazing things. So I am going to go ahead and, oh, did I screen share? I didn't screen share yet. And if you guys want to drop in the chat, I am screen sharing. Wait, why didn't it let me present? Why is it not doing it? You too can do this. Oh, I guess I have to do it one more time. Um, if you
It
can,
was
what was, well, it was showing that, but it wouldn't let me click on the present button.
mm,
So let me just try it one more time. Oh, maybe it's just this. Now let's see if this does it. No, let me do it one more time and see if it's this other thing. So share where you're from and if you guys had any takeaways from yesterday. Oh, crap. Well, this is just going to be how it is because I've tried 3 different ways and I'm not sure what I'm doing. That's kind of annoying. So maybe when Steph's talk, I'll try to mess with it. So this is our business blueprint part 2. That's what we've got going on tonight. And we're going to have this bonus session. And so one of the things I wanted to share were a few takeaways from some of those that attended last night. One of them was saying, I never have enough time. She's like, I'm shifting my perspective. To be honest, we all have the same amount of time. We choose what we do with our time. We are intentional enough to spend time with the coexistence of our values. And I just think that's powerful because like that's where time auditing comes in. Like, where do you really spend your time? And is that time in alignment with your values? That's going to give you peace that you maybe haven't experienced yet, but that it's like, you've put your rocks in, right? You've all heard of the analogy where a professor goes to their class and has a jar full of rocks and asks if it's full. And then they add the sand when the class says yes. Then they add the water, like all of those steps. And so putting the rocks in is so important. Okay, here was another one. The purpose and meaning reason behind a business really stuck out to me. I loved that you talked about making an impact on lives, and I think that that goes for every business. So that was really cool to hear. I also really enjoyed hearing Jared talk about social media aspect of things, especially how it can go where we can't go and how to take advantage of it. And that's like, it's like that idea of leveraging and as a business owner, like within that your money's making you money when you're sleeping, but kind of in your business. Here's another. I realized I don't know what I want. Everyone seems to have direction and goals, and I don't know what I want to do for a career or in life. Honestly, I've done more self-reflection and soul searching in the last year than ever in my life, yet I feel like a leaf in the wind. Like, how powerful is her emotion around this? That's, I'm sure, more than you wanted to know, but I figured it'd be authentic and it's best. I love that part that you said is what I'm striving to do. So And then another person talked about the biggest takeaway is focusing on meeting needs of people. So these were some great takeaways from last night. Maybe we'll just kind of I'll invite anybody to see if we can maximize, and then I can maybe mess with my computer too. I would love for people to come off and share either a question that you had from what you've learned, or like, how does it make sense in this area, or a takeaway that you just keep thinking about from last night. I would love to hear. Is anybody able to come off and ask or share? Okay, so let me try this again. I think it's this one. I don't know. When I click present, it just isn't happening. So this is super lame-o. Okay, sorry. You got to roll with it sometimes. Okay, so leveraging AI and technology. We're going to hop into this. If you guys have the ability to be at a computer, like this is going to give you a lot of leverage right here. So to boost organizational strength and audience connections and save time. So how to use ChatGPT. Okay, so there's two things. I didn't know anything about AI as of like 4 months ago. Like I don't even know how long I've been using it. It's not very long. And when I heard about it, I was like, what? Like, what is it? What are you talking about? And so this is ChatGPT right here. You don't have to pay for it. It's free. I don't know if there's even really a reason why you like, I don't know the benefits. We were talking with a group and they didn't say that there were any, but what it does, look, it like keeps track. So I guess I've been using it since August. And so this is an actual website. So chatgpt.com. And this kind of has these months broken up into different things. And then it's also, this is the other portion. Sorry, wrong one. Okay, so if you click Messenger and then you click this out button, it brings it here. And then if you type in Meta, sometimes it's going to pop up. Sometimes I have to pop it up on my phone. So if you don't see it like this, then sometimes I go like this. So you'll search Meta right here. Okay. Okay, that is going to pop it up right here. Okay, it's right here. So Meta AI. This is Meta. So this is like this AI that is used through Facebook. So what I wanted to do was, this is the overview. So let me run through this and then I'm going to show you the difference between those two on the next slide. So we're going to talk about describing who you are now, sharing your past problems. This is on ChatGPT. Sharing your success journey, stating your goal, how to use custom instructions on ChatGPT, customer success story framework so that you like know how to share a story with the most power, and then messaging using ChatGPT and emailing using ChatGPT. Like so good. Okay, so this is what I just showed you on that website. And so you're going to kind of use AI in two different ways. These are the two ways I know. There's probably a lot more, but these are the ones that I've been using. So ChatGPT and then this Meta. And so it looks like this on Facebook. And the difference is, let's see. Nope, it's not that. So in ChatGPT, it's going to hold a memory. And so I can put in information into ChatGPT and it will remember everything I say. And so that's super helpful. With Meta, it doesn't. It only like remembers it as you're communicating. As soon as you slow down, I don't know if there's like a time limit of like 15 minutes or something, then it forgets. And so you have to kind of like regenerate the window to ask more questions. Like it's not going to remember. Okay. So as far as something that's important from ChatGPT, what we want to do is like describe ourselves to ChatGPT. So you'll go into here in ChatGPT. This is on auto. Huh. I want customize right here. Okay, more. Help me write, make a plan, analyze data, code, brainstorm, create image. So it does all these things. And then it has this attach file. And then I'm going to kind of go over, but what we're going to do is put information into there. So this is something that you can kind of like keep in the back of your mind as you get to your computer and you're wanting to input the information in there so it can kind of remember you. So tell ChatGPT about yourself. Like introduce yourself. Hi, my name is Jen. I'm 40. I'm married. I got 6 kids. I love personal growth. Like, so I've really studied my values, and these are the 4 values. And I try to use this within my content as well. So personal growth, awakening, connection, and being present. And some of it I seek for. And then, and I like pickleball, art, and cooking. I like it's really important to me to have hard work, goal-oriented, upbeat. So like you put in all these descriptions, and this helps your ideal client see themselves in you as you're posting to have this information. And then we're going to share our past problems. So think back before you discovered whatever product you guys have. And what problems were you facing at that time? Like, if you were solutions to people's problems. So be detailed and include the emotion and feelings you were experiencing. This creates a connection with your audience and shows vulnerability and relatability. So these are going to be some of the areas. So time, these are usually typically very common problems. Time, so feeling scarce and unclear. Okay, those are the feelings. Distracted, the feeling would be frantic, unhappy, heavy, pulled to and from, short temper. Another problem is very often income, which feeling scarce, never enough, and hopeless. Another one is confidence. That's a common problem. Feeling down, worried about what others think, sad. Uncomfortable is also a good one. And then education. A lot of times the customer doesn't know that their problem is education, but they aren't getting the results that they want. So education is one of the problems as well. Feeling lost towards results, thought they knew stuff, but they're not getting those results. So, okay, sharing your success journey. Share your success journey if you're still on your journey, and the progress you've made thus far to achieve what you're doing. So confidence, happy, capable, patient with kids, present, clear on what I want, stronger, determined, peaceful, and energized. And then as far as your goal within your business, you're going to want to determine what your goal is. Have you done that? Do you know your numbers? And what does it look like? Because the more clear you are on this portion, and a lot of times it's like set within 90-day increments. So maybe you can do like even a couple, like my 90-day goal is this, my 1-year goal is this, however you're going to do it, but be very specific within those goals and what's in your wheelhouse to be able to work with. So like, what are you in control of? Because a lot of times you're not in control of other people, but you're in control of the amount of work that you guys choose to do in the areas. And that's where Jared was talking about the skills, actions, concepts, and so forth. A lot of times we do a lot of avoidance. We'll be doing work that's comfortable, but it isn't always income producing activities. And it isn't always something that we're uncomfortable at, because that takes emotional intelligence, which is a lot of the ball game of personal growth within your business and what you're doing. So state that your goal is to create value and connection to your ideal client's life using social media to help. So we're going to create value, connection, love, and serve. Those are 4 good ones. Okay, so you can go, this is where I was going to kind of walk you through a tiny bit. Log into your account, find the custom instructions section in the settings. So this is where you're going to input all the information that we've been talking about along the way. And this is where you can provide detailed information about yourself and what you need to help with. So in the settings area, put in I mentioned that Bob Helig does a lot with it. He's really great at social media. So we've gotten information from him as well. And so having some of that framework that I've discussed with you into that custom instructions. And don't forget to name your person. So you can name ChatGPT whatever you want. Like maybe you're naming him Frankie or like whatever. So it's kind of funny because then you can you talk to him. And the more you correct him and the more you're like, if he pops something out, you can say, I don't like that. That doesn't sound like me. Like you be very, very, like the more that you interact with it, the more it's going to understand who you are and want to sound like. Okay. So this is a really good slide. I don't know if you guys can like take a screenshot of it, but I use this example within my business just because I wasn't pulling from others. But this little image here is powerful. So for us to identify their problem, this is for anyone who's in your business. So if it's a client that, I mean, just think of your ideal client, right? And that was like the old you, right? What's their problem that they had before buying the product or using your service? And as far as impact, so these are these 5 questions that are so powerful. So if you're able to ask your clients these questions, and then you can plug this into ChatGPT and it will spit it out for you. It is so rad. So ask what their problem was. Number 2, impact. How was that a problem? How was that problem negatively impacting your life? So number 3, so those are the 2 befores. Number 3 is the process. So share the specific things that you did with them that helped them the most. And so this is the messy middle. And like you're going to want to evoke a feeling that they're actually experiencing. Number 4 is results. What specific results have you achieved? So these are kind of exciting, and let them celebrate themselves. And sometimes people kind of are shy to do so. So help encourage them to be like, brag it up. Like, what are some of your, the wins that you've had, the results that you've had? And then number 5 is how have those results positively impacted your life? And a lot of times this will tie back to family and values. So that's pretty important. Any questions on how to help create stories for people? Oh, I guess I got to do the chat. I forget about that. Okay. I don't pull up. Oh, can you see my chat? I don't know if you can. Anyway. Okay. So when Stephanie was teaching yesterday, she was helping us learn a little bit about our I help statement. And this is a little bit of gold right here to be able to use ChatGPT in this realm. And if somebody wanted to come off mute, I would be happy to kind of work with them and try to plug it into ChatGPT with you. Does anybody want to volunteer? Is anybody open to it? I can just share my examples, just not as fun. Keslin, would you be up for it? Or are you thinking you can't? Okay, that's totally fine. Okay, so speak to ChatGPT. So you can copy, like you'll copy this wording. This is also in the workbook, of course. Okay. So you put this sentence, actually, I'll just do it just to kind of show you. So you're going to put in this sentence, and then you're going to say, I help tell ChatGPT the framework that you're using here. And then you're going to like, this is an example, like sometimes you'll say, this is an example of what I want it to sound like. And then here's my example right here. So ChatGPT, can you help me write a statement using the following framework in 26 words? And so it's got this part, and then here's an example. And then it will just make it better. So if I just put that in like that, then it's going to pop this out for us. And then it says, let me know if you'd like to tweak it. So this is 26 words. We want this to be pretty short, but the reason that this is so helpful in your own business is when people ask you what you do, this is powerful. I help overwhelmed, busy moms struggling with energy, weight, and time management find more balance. Actually, I hate the word balance. So I would switch this and I would say, actually don't use the word balance. I would use peace and confidence that they can feel strong and present for their families. So that's what I would do with this, is I would repeat back and tell it a little bit more. Oh, see, I changed it there. Okay, so messaging and contacts with ChatGPT. So we're going to talk about, help me know what to, okay, so this is super nice. This is something that I've often used in learning how to communicate with people in a way that is serving them. Using the chat on my phone. And so if I had like a message, let's see, okay. I just know this person is a coach. She wouldn't mind that I did it. So in this is a message. I can say, respond. Okay, so I already know if I wanted to do, let me pull back so you guys remember. Let me pull back to here. These are the connection phase. So I'm already way past the connection phase, but have you guys identified the problem phase yet within the question? So if you don't know what to say, like you'd copy this and then you'd put it into ChatGPT. Can you help me determine a problem question and then give a description of this, and then it will pop it out for you here when you're writing. Okay, this is not a great example, but what I'm going to do is kind of tell you what I said. So she said, you did a great job. I love seeing how happy you were for others. Thank you so much. How are you? Learning more every day. I hear you. So it's always good to relate. I relate. What's your biggest problem when it comes to learning? Like that would just be a type of problem question. And then you could ask for, oh, I am so excited. Okay, I asked this guy, this is the perfect example. I asked this guy right here if I had permission to share part of our conversation, and this is going to fix it all. He just replied to me. And so he said yes. Okay, so he had commented on one of my posts and he said, when you say you need to make, this is what I said, when you say you need to make plans for your goals, what do you specifically mean by that? And what specific health goals? And he says, I mean that I have goals, but my plans and strategies for executing them is often what I struggle with. What do you think is holding you back from executing your plans and achieving your goals? Is something specific blocking you or feeling that you're feeling stuck? And so he says, failure to plan. So I'm identifying the problem. You guys can sense that, right? Failure to plan and block out time, messy environment, bipolar makes it very hard for me to stick to the schedule. Thank you for sharing this with me, Justin. I don't experience bipolar, so this is me relating to him, but my brother does. I struggled in the past with my schedule efficiency as well. It takes a lot of courage to be honest about the challenges you're facing, and it sounds like you're aware of some of the specific obstacles that are hard for you in achieving your goals. What do you think would happen if you had a clear plan and a support system in place to help you stay on track? Are you able to get this support anywhere already? So like, I mean, there's such value in that, in the way that all of that was said. And actually, I'm pretty dang sure I used ChatGPT within this on that one. I'm sure I could get it, just a matter of finding the type of support that I need and someone willing to give it. And then this is my I help statement right here. I help individuals like you, Justin, who are committed to and I used his name a couple of times, if you'll notice as well, who are committed to their personal growth, create flexibility and purpose and income stream from home, aligning with their values and passions, that they can achieve financial stability, freedom, time efficiency, managing accountability, and connecting with the sport. This is too long, honestly, but oh well, I've learned, right? Would you be open to looking at what I do and exploring how it might support your goals? And he says, I'm more than happy to look at the details. So we had all these conversations. He ends up becoming a client for me, which was really fun to be able to serve him in that way. So that was an example. Let's see, let's move back into, I think we're right here. So you can copy and paste the entire message. You can actually highlight, like you can go like this and hold it, and you can go down and scroll like this, and you can highlight stuff, and then you can go into ChatGPT and you can say, what should I say next? I mean, this is just crazy that you can put all that in there and then it will tell you what to say next if you don't have ideas. So I think that's pretty cool. And then as far as messaging, okay, I think I talked about this. Oh, these are just some phrasing that you can use, because sometimes it kind of is like, well, I don't even know what to ask ChatGPT in order to even know what to say next. And I know that this was one of the concerns for somebody who was talking about fears that they had, or like unmet expectations that they had within their businesses, is that they didn't know what to say. And that's why that framework is so invaluable. So help me know what to say next. Add emojis. And oh, so like when you're posting, you can ask ChatGPT to add emojis, and it's awesome at it. And sometimes it adds too many, so you can say add less emoji or more. But that's one thing that's really great. And how can I transition this conversation into, and then you can say like inviting them to do this or asking them this question. So you can like do that. How can I ask them a question to discover their problem? So that's another way that you can do it. And how can I ask them a goal-oriented question? Because that's like the end game to like move them through those pieces. Okay, and then we can email. I don't have very many more. Let's see now.
Okay.
Yes, please share.
Yeah, I just wanted to kind of share like why it's so helpful to use AI. Um, as we mentioned, like, we can still be very authentic and thoughtful, even using the AI. But, sometimes it's nice to get ideas and to kind of run like when you just kind of I don't know, sometimes mentally it can be a lot to create content, to have conversations, like it can be a lot sometimes. And so it's just like an added little, it's just a tool that can be really helpful, because a lot of times I will put in, some of my thoughts or, what I want out of like a piece of or want in a piece of like a Facebook post or whatever. But I don't want to spend the time just thinking the whole thing through. And so I'll just say, this is what I'm thinking, and I'll just give it, my ideas. And it's just really cool how it just brings it together. And then you can edit, obviously you don't have to like copy and paste everything, but like Jen said, you can refine it and, say, oh, I don't want this word or I want this. And, but it just kind of gives you that framework. To use. It's just so helpful. Like it really kind of like as a business owner, like you just need things to kind of help you be more efficient with your time. And this is such a great tool for that. So I just wanted to mention that.
I'm so glad you did. I was thinking too about the time when I got started with coaching, that I like literally wanted to die because I didn't know what to say to people. I always did. I never knew what to say. And so I would always send it into my message thread. And my sister was my coach, and she was wonderful. She was great. But she would help me. And like honestly, she was really gifted in this area. Like she was so good at like understanding how to like kind of keep moving. And I had no clue. And I was like, I need this skill transferred. And I'm like, I wasn't getting it. And it just took me a while. So thank goodness I had my sister. But what was kind of cool is like once I've learned this structure as well, it's given me the ability to do it on my own. But I really feel like sometimes I have like mental issues to where I would have to sit there and reread it so many more times than my sister. She could like read it and be done. But for me, it would take me multiple times to read and correct it. So it just takes a ton of less time to correct the things that we're wanting to say. So with emailing with ChatGPT, like it's so awesome. Like you couldn't use, so a lot of times I'll type up an email like, hey, into ChatGPT, I'm wanting to talk to my ideal client and take out all the emojis because in my particular email, I can't have any or it won't work. Um, help me make this email better. And then I want a conversational tone. I want you to help me share or fix any grammar or typos and incorporate a quote from XYZ. So you can tell it to do a quote. And then you can also, like, if I am including a recipe, that I could just like copy and paste the post into that same message. You can't, every time you push enter, um, like it's going to answer what you just put in. So you've got to put in all of it before you're going to like get their response. And so you can do that. But it was so great to just see some of the emails that I've done in the past, and you can learn from it. You can ask ChatGPT. I think it says it on this next one right here. You can ask ChatGPT to analyze your posts and to learn from it. So I used the story framework in the following post that I have right here on my own social media, which was awesome because it just kind of made it shorter, more concise. And then you can also have it be like more eye-catching and use some of the terminology there. But I'll give you my disclaimer. Okay, so we talked about emailing, then posting. So ask them to reword a post if you're doing something for someone that was similar and you needed to make some adjustments. And maintain your voice is really important as well. Breaking up the text into shorter sentences or phrasing. Like when you're doing a post on Facebook, you guys do not want this big one paragraph. It's really hard to read that. So we want to add emojis. And like, can you see on this example in the blue, how I have like a return when you wouldn't really have a return, but in the context, it just visually, it's going to be read so much easier. So when you're posting on social media, kind of remember that type of framework. And then this is something that I would encourage you guys to be aware of, especially with you guys all having businesses. Meta, which is the one from Facebook, it at the end, it kind of says stuff like call me or let's chat, or it's just salesy. So you'll want to pay attention to what it's saying and you're going to want to take that out. Like just, it was good right before they said that. So just kind of be willing to like edit that part. In the beginning, it's sometimes weird, like, hey friends, when I want to be conversational, like if I say I want it to be conversational, it says that. And I never put that either. And then it's really great at adding emojis, which I mentioned before. And then when I ask Meta to break it up, sometimes it does too much or not enough. So just kind of remember you're going to have to mess with Meta as well, but it's just very convenient to use it as a Facebook feature as well. So what I wanted to do was get off the slideshow that I couldn't figure out. I don't know why it worked for me yesterday, but I would love to hear if anybody wants me to put anything into ChatGPT for them or like to ask questions about that. Or if you're wondering, how do I utilize it in my business in this way? So does anybody have any questions in those areas? Stephanie, what have been some of the things that you have saved time with ChatGPT other than posting? Is there other things that you're using for?
Posting is a big one. I've used it for conversations on occasion when I feel stuck in a conversation, or just want some ideas. I think those are the main ones, honestly.
Yeah. And I use them for my emails a lot because I a lot of times will write those emails and then I just share them so other people, like people that I work with that I mentor, that can just like copy and paste. So if there aren't any more questions, I'm trying to think of each of your businesses. Oh, you can also do like one other cool thing that you can do, like even for this class, you guys all filled out that form. Like here is, well, okay, I'm not going to show you because then I'll have to screen share. But the form that you guys all filled out for the registration, I could copy that and say, what was the gist of all these, what these people said? And then it would pop it back out to me. And so I was able to incorporate that into my script. I would just kind of like try to think in my mind where the fears would fit in or where some of the different things. And so you can incorporate things in that way too. And it can, oh, one other fun thing I did with ChatGPT, I went on a really fun train ride with my mom and my sister. And I kind of had like an agenda planned of just like things, but it was so messy. And I just did not have time to like really go into it and look at it. It was, my dad had passed away. And so we were going to commemorate him. And like, I was going to have us write on golf balls and hide them and have money that we just leave around and like quotes of my dad. And so like I had all these things to do each day and it like put together the agenda and made it look all fancy. And it was so great. And so you can use it for fun things that like it's nothing to do with business, which is super fun too. So I will kind of, if nobody, just come off mute if you guys have any other questions, but I just wanted to thank everybody for participating in our fun class. Like, I don't know if you guys, how much you've learned. We're going to end up sending out, what is it? Like a feedback link?
A survey.
A survey. Thank you. And so we're going to send that out to you guys and we would love to hear from each of you. It really helps us refine things for the more times that we are able to serve people. And like, that is like the whole plan of like us. And I encourage you to center what you do for other people as a service, that you're like serving people, that you really care about them, and like thinking of the individual needs and problems that people have. So because you guys have participated in our business blueprint workshop, I mentioned yesterday that we've set aside 10 private coaching sessions for a deeper dive. And if anybody wants to utilize that, for those who fill out that form, we will offer that. And then also we will do a social media audit as well, which is like a huge, huge bonus to be able to have us go through, because we've been doing this work for quite a while now, and we can give you guys some tips on that. And, you know, we can, so there's that just in with whatever realm that you're in. And then we also have, if you are looking, because there were a few that were looking into what we do, and then they can look in that way as well if they wish. And we have spots available for them to reach out. So as far as fun things, we are going to be doing a fun challenge as well that, well, I guess okay, two things. One is that I wanted to invite anybody who attended this business blueprint workshop, that we're going to have a message chat thread. And just to kind of bring that community, I talked about community yesterday and how important it is to surround yourself with the tribe that you want to become like. What's their norm, from Atomic Habits, James Clear quote. And what we're going to do is have a chat thread. And if you guys want access to that as well, that we can put you guys in there, and then we can kind of like work through these conversations of like, oh my gosh, what do I say next to this? What do I say next to this? So that would be a really fun way to stay connected. And then another is that I mentioned that Bob Keelik has a great podcast, so I can give you access to that, and it's free. So it's kind of cool. So we just want to give back and serve you guys. One other thing we're doing with what we're doing in our own realm is we're doing a challenge, a lose 10 pounds in the 10th month challenge, or like a no sugar challenge, however you want to run around that. But we're going to have that. We do it every year, and it's been so fun. So if you want to participate in any of those things, let us know. We'll send out the playback from tonight and from yesterday in case you missed that. And then we'll also give you the link for the survey. So thanks so much for joining us tonight. And we're so excited to see you guys serving people and making a difference and connecting deeper to yourself as well, so that you can be there for your families. Have a great night. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, Jen. Thanks, everyone.